Wednesday morning. I'm Heather Brown. You've made it halfway now to the work week here. Hope you have your windows open this morning. It's a nice morning out there, but it is going to heat up there. So let's get going. Let's do this together. Let's get you caught up on the news and the weather. There you go. 89 degrees by tonight. Riley actually tells us it could hit 90, even though he's given us the 89 here. But you know what? Let's just go all the way. The big 9-0. Cooler though right now. You know, you're in the 60s right now. Sunny outside. So just going to be one of those nice warm summer days. One of those days if the kids are headed to camp though, you're going to need that sunscreen. And if you are headed out the door, bring along those sunglasses. Let's talk about this though. Flight cancellations and delays are putting a real damper on some people's summer getaways. So to provide more flexibility, Delta now offering something that's sort of unprecedented. They really haven't done this before, but they're giving a travel waiver for anyone who's flying over the holiday weekend. So Delta saying that you can rebook before or after the holiday weekend, no change fees. You do need to rebook your ticket by July 8th. And the reason that they're doing this is they already know that this holiday travel weekend could potentially be a disaster. You got not enough pilots out there. You've got huge demand for these flights. Many of these flights booked, overbooked even. And so we've seen these problems before. It's even worse with Delta right now. And so we want to know, are you worried about this? We don't see this changing anytime soon. We know we're talking about just about the holiday weekend, and Delta is giving the waivers for just the holiday weekend. But we talked with Kyle Potter. He's the executive editor of Thrifty Traveler, and he told us today that this could go on throughout the summer. So we want to hear from you. Are you trying to fly anywhere? What are your holiday travel plans? Are you worried about them? Have you maybe put a buffer on each day? Have you tried to change your flight to an earlier flight in the morning to make sure that you get out or then rebooked on a later flight? If you're watching here on Facebook and you are taking a trip, we know we're headed out to a wedding next week, and I am a little concerned about that because we got 5 people all together, the whole family going. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to see. But we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment and we'll read through some of them in just a moment. A night at the movies ends in chaos after a shooting inside of a Twin Cities theater. Police responded to a shooting. This is just inside the Marcus Oakdale theaters about 10 o'clock last night. They found a 23-year-old man who was shot inside Theater 17. So scary, right? That man was taken to the hospital. So the suspect ran off. Police say they are still looking for him. And the theater right now, this is video from last night, still remains closed as the investigation continues. Former White House aide dropped several bombshells, this in the 6th round of congressional hearings at the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. So this is Cassidy Hutchinson. She was an aide for the former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows. So she gave some pretty dramatic testimony yesterday. It was actually a surprise hearing that was called relatively last minute. We know she's had threats against her there, saying for safety reasons too. So she described an alleged altercation in the presidential limo on January 6th. Now this was told to her by another White House staffer. She says that the president's chief Secret Service agent, Bobby Engel, had refused to bring the president to the U.S. Capitol just after he had directed a crowd of supporters there.
The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel." Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel.
Saw and heard in the White House.
So after this testimony came out, a source close to the Secret Service is telling CBS News that the agents, that Bobby Engel and the presidential driver, are prepared to testify that neither of them were attacked and that the former president did not reach for the steering wheel. But Cassidy Hutchinson also said that Mr. Trump knew that the crowd was chanting to hang Vice President Mike Pence, but did nothing to stop the attack. Health officials here in Minnesota have confirmed a second case of monkeypox in our state. Now, they haven't shared any details about this second person. Across the country, the CDC has confirmed about 300 cases of monkeypox. Now, the Biden administration is announcing a plan to vaccinate. They want to send out nearly 300,000 vaccines, and the idea is you'd at first focus on the people who are most at risk. The only abortion clinic in North Dakota is moving across the border to Minnesota. Well, abortions are legal here in this state, but will soon become illegal in North Dakota. So that's why a clinic in Fargo is headed to Moorhead, just across the river there. The Red River Women's Clinic has raised nearly $1 million in donation in anticipation of this move. The ban there in North Dakota starts on July 28th, so the clinic plans to continue providing services there until that time. The clinic's director told us that she is expecting an influx of patients in Minnesota, with many people coming to the clinic already traveling far distances from South Dakota and North Dakota.
Our mission will remain the same. We will provide, extremely medically safe abortions in a supportive, kind, and dignified atmosphere.
So clinic not yet revealing the exact location in Minnesota. This is because of safety concerns. So perhaps you are lucky enough to be headed to a resort this holiday weekend. And if you are, a whole lot of other people are going to be there too. Minnesota summer resorts are going to be jam-packed as people are opting against those longer road trips, of course, with the gas prices there. We went out to Appledore and Sunset Bay Resort. This is on Lake Mille Lacs. They are booked solid through the holiday weekend. General manager says that some of the guests there are holdovers because they had canceled trips back in 2020 or even 2021. And she believes that those high gas prices are actually working in the resort's favor.
People don't want to drive that far. They're driving far enough to be away from home. An hour to 2 hours is an easy drive for them on the gas, but yet they get to spend time away with their families.
Yeah, and some of the resorts say that you should probably start booking next summer's vacations now, because weekends the rest of this year pretty much filled up if you're trying to get to resort up there up north. The team dog for the Minnesota Wild is starting a new mission. The team adopted Selly from Coco's Heart Dog Rescues this last summer. Now, Selly was on a 1-year training contract to be raised as a future service dog, but that year is up now, and Selly has a new battle buddy. Alan Thiel is an Air Force veteran, also Minnesota State Trooper, and a Purple Heart recipient. He lives with post-traumatic stress disorder and says that Selly's going to help him cope and deal with life as it comes his way.
I think it's going to help my recovery, help me in my day-to-day life. He'll be there on my bad days and an awesome little companion on my good days.
Isn't that great? So this was made possible by the nonprofit Soldier 6, which provides honorably discharged veterans, police officers, and firefighters with specially trained canines. Soldier 6 will work with Alan and Selly inside and outside of their home to make sure that the military hero's battle buddy is ready for any mission that they choose to take on. So we know summer just getting started, but there are some folks, a lot of them on social media, already looking forward to Halloween.
Lock up your children! Yes, Salem, we're back!
Hey, it's the Sanderson sisters. I bet you're looking for the stage. Always.
Oh, that Bette Midler laugh. It's so great. This is your first look at the new Hocus Pocus 2. This was all over my social media yesterday. It's because Disney dropping the teaser trailer for the sequel here. The first Hocus Pocus, 1993. My goodness, almost 30 years here. Of course, you got Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, Kathleen and Jimmy returning as the Sanderson sisters, brought back again when 2 young girls light the black flame candle. So Hocus Pocus 2 will start streaming on Disney+. It'll be September 30th, which, of course, just in time for the Halloween season. All right, let's get back to today's talker. We want to know, are you traveling this summer? Are you flying somewhere? And are you worried about it? And Simon says, I'm staying home for the 4th, but I'm wondering how bad the holiday season will be. I do work in the hospitality industry, so I always figure there might be some type of hiccup. Yep, people just need to be understanding, right, Simon? I mean, you're going to get there. You're going to have flight attendants. You're going to have ticket agents. You're even going to have pilots. It's going to be frustrating. We're going to need to be kind to each other and patient with each other because we're all just trying to get through this, but a stressful time when you're traveling like that. Jackie says, I have a 5-day weekend. We're going to drive across the state to pick up my kiddo who's been staying at grandma's. Ooh, how fun. Otherwise, we're just hanging out at home, grilling and working around the house. That sounds like a great 4th of July weekend there. We got Becca. I'm staying home for the 4th. No plans to fly anywhere anytime soon. That could be a smart idea, Becca, right? Only driving trips this summer. Ooh, I hope you have some good ones planned. Bradley says planning on staying near home for the 4th and having a grill out with extended family on Monday. Burger, brats, and AC. Great idea. Happy 4th. Happy 4th to all of you. We still got another couple days before then, but you know, it's coming before you know it. It's already almost already July here. So thanks for being with us today. Thanks for sharing your plans with us. Love to hear them. Great to be with you, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.